What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's a little late, but I kind of already got ahead of myself on this next build that we're doing. So Joseph came to me through the DMs. Joseph, appreciate it. Detroit, thanks for recommending Joseph as well to come through to the Royalty VIP and basically get this RGB HALOKITS LEDs installed onto his Challenger. So the kit that he went with, I believe it's the LED it's the LED boards that came out before they actually made the DLR boards that get replaced onto the actual tube itself. So the one kit that he went with was actually the 3M over the actual tube. So I'll show you guys on here. So this is what you're going to be doing. Of course, cracking the seal of the headlights of the housing. It's all done through the oven. I set my temperature at 245 for about 8 minutes. And once I get at least one side of it cracked, I am able to pull it apart and it just comes out clean. Of course, when you do these things, you do want to, take off all the excess glue that's left over on there. So you definitely want to do that prior to even putting the plastic housing cap right back onto the lens, so you can lay the seam in there really nice with the glue and then cap it down with everything already tucked in there. All the wires come back out where they need to come out to, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that as well. But for now, this is where I'm at. I already have both of them cracked open. The next step that I'm going to do is 3M these onto here. So this is the 138 millimeter, and then this one is the 132 millimeter LED. So that's how these are going to get installed. Also, on the side of me installing the Halo kit, he also bought the Evil-B inlet tube LED, and he got his custom made, which I'll show you guys that. I left that piece at the shop because that's a lot easier to do towards the end once I have this already done and cured and dried. So once we're done putting all this stuff back together, which would be tomorrow, the following day, I'm going to be installing these back into the car, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to be installing the Evil-B inlets LEDs onto the car and where I'll connect all that stuff to. And the same thing with the RGB HALOKIT LEDs. I'll show you guys how I'm going to power all that stuff. It's pretty common now that people are doing these type of mods. It is time consuming, don't get me wrong, that's for sure. That's the reason why he came to us, so we can get this done right. And shout out to RGB HALOKITS, man. A lot of people don't know, but we're an authorized dealer through them, so we do have a discount code for RGB HALOKITS. So if you guys are interested in getting these kits, look up online for whatever LEDs installs you're trying to do to your build and hit us up, or we can provide you with the discount code. So RGB HALOKITS, we appreciate that, man. Thank you. But other than that, I'll definitely get back to doing that, and I'll give you guys somewhat of a b-roll of how the 3M is already on there and with the lens over, but it's not going to be glued. It's just going to be laid over, and I'll show you guys what the finished product will look like once that's all done. So stay tuned either for tonight and for the following day of the next day of the build, so when I finally put everything back together. All right, guys, so you see we got a couple bills. We got the bomb, we got the Studebaker, and we have the Impala over here. Okay, so now that I'm back at the shop, like I told you guys last night, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna start doing all the wiring, tuck everything away on the top where the radiator is at, and put all the wires to there, get everything connected, get the Evil-B intake lights situated as well. So we'll test them out with the wire harness that comes with the car and see how it goes from there. But I'll show you guys the process of how I'm gonna wire them, where I'm gonna tuck everything, and then go from there. All right, so the first thing we have to do is install the halos to the fog lights, and we're gonna go about taking off this plastic piece first. We'll take that out, pop it off in the back. There's gonna be an area where we're gonna run the actual wire through the top of the fog light, and it's able to insert through here, and then the 3M, of course, just sticks around top, because these on the fog lights on the Challengers and the Chargers are waterproof sealed LEDs, so that you're good with those. Unlike the ones that we installed on here, they're not waterproof because they don't have that gummy sealant that comes onto the LEDs, as opposed as you can get the ones that are outer that go around this ring of the actual housing. But you know, he didn't get that option. Yeah, so we had to do the ones we inserted last night. So we're gonna go about doing this first, and once we're done doing that, we'll go about continuing with this. Okay, so I'll show you guys how I made that hole that you see right there with the drill bit. This is what I use right here. I believe this is a half inch drill bit. So what I did, so take it right there. So it just pops up back from the other side. It's literally right above the fog light. And all you do is run the wire right from the top. All you need is a hole big enough that fits this. You know, you can measure it out. It's the same size to the drill bit. And all you do is just pull the wire through it, and now it's ran through. And the next thing you're gonna have over here is the LED. And then, you know, we'll grab this, turn it around, and get the LED to be 3M'd perfectly on there. Of course, you want to clean the fog light. That way it has a good adhesion to the actual lens itself. That way it's not moving anywhere. And then we'll put that black bezel back on there, because this is the face of it. So we got to put that back on the front, and then move it around just a little bit to see where we can get it aligned really well on there, and then close it up, and then that should be done with the bumper. And like I said, we'll move on from here. We'll move on to wiring everything on here. Okay, so now that I connected the power to the main Bluetooth harness that's going to control the halos on the headlights and the halos on the fog lights, I put all three boxes to the main box right here. So this is your main Bluetooth box here. So I zip tie this one to this harness that goes to the headlight on this side, and then the other three main boxes. So you're gonna have the one for the 132mm halo, then you're gonna have the other one for the 138mm halos that goes on the headlights, and then you're gonna have the 55mm halos that go to the fog lights. So all three are here. He has one spare one, and what we're gonna do is just zip tie all these in this area right here nice and tight, and then run the three wires that go to the driver's side of the car inside here. And I'll show you guys that as well, and then we'll continue doing the rest of everything going on top, zip tying everything, and then making sure this is all secure before I start putting anything on this side. Someone just pulled up. Oh, damn. Yeah, we're currently working on Carlos's car as well, checking out what's going on with the airlift system. What'd you bring?
Guava.
Let's see.
Guava.
We got some guava. We got some agua.
Aguas.
There we go. Yeah, so this is the shop. Now that you guys can see it during the day on the outside.
It's still dirty. We're working on it though.
Yeah, we're still working on it. Chris and RJ and the rest of the buds finally got this taken off from the body. And of course, you've seen the Studebaker on the damn woods over here standing up. So now what we have to do is just basically meter blast this, get it all nice and rust free, paint it all black, and preserve it, man, because you can't let the metal rust and get eaten up. So that's gonna be the case on the Studebaker. We're gonna do a lot of fabrication onto that as well. And yeah, the course I told you guys, the bomb's getting bagged.
Yes.
This is being
Shout out
currently
to Noel.
Yep, Noel, thank you, bro. We appreciate you guys coming through. I mean, one build like this, brings literally more builds like this, and it's not just a style, you know, of certain, you know, fitment that people try to have. It's literally, you know, however you want to have the car lane. I mean, how either you cut it and C-notch it and just, you know, fully let it body slammed, or you can just bag it and let it just slam the way it looks and still,
right way,
yeah,
C-notch it.
C-notch it.
We're
See,
C-notching it.
so this thing is getting C-notched.
It's gonna be C-notched on a 2-link.
Ooh, C-notch on a 2-link. Yeah. All right, and
he's possibly gonna get the upgraded, which is crazy. There's drop spindles for these, but they're like, it's a 2-inch drop spindle, but they're like $1,000. Yeah.
Talk about upgrades, huh?
I think it's more than 1,000. I could be wrong. But yeah.
But either way, the bomb's gonna be laying so nice once this thing's done, dude. Well, that's another project that we're working on currently on the side of getting this done and getting that done. This is gonna be done already tomorrow. Yep. And then this is still almost in the progress of getting completed as well. We have majority of the interior being put on. So the outcome is gonna be all red. It was red and white, but we burgundy. Yeah, like kind of like a burgundy. Yeah. It was a little
wine.
Yeah, it was like a little darker red than what it has now, but he's upgrading it to this all red interior. He has fresh new carpet. We finished putting all these mush mats.
It's called Hush Mat. It's kind of like it's like Dynamat, but just different brand.
There we go. It's kind of sound like, yeah. So, but it's definitely going to sound so much clearer inside of here once the new system's input. We already got 6x9s in the back rear window installed. There's still more going on to that. Then there's way more going on to the rear right here. You got one sub here, then you got another sub over here. So we got 8s?
10s.
10s. Damn, okay.
We're doing Scar Audio everything. Shout out to Scar Audio.
There we go. Appreciate it, Scar Audio.
Yeah, I know you guys repost us, so, you know, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be. You got 5 1/4s in the kick panels up there, and then we got the 6x9 scars in the lid right here, and then the 2 Scar 10s in the boxes.
Yeah. So on the top of this right here is going to go the compressors, the air management system, and the tank itself. All that's going to be hitting in this area. You know, we're still configuring how to lay out the design so everything's, you know, mounted on there correctly and looks, you know, really badass. Because towards the end, we're all going to false wall this area here, false wall this area here, false wall this area there, and, you know, give you guys a little something for later on. But that's what's the Impala is gonna be looking like once this is complete, man. Because I mean, look at those wheels, dude. They're amazing. But yes, definitely stay tuned. Intake inlets lights coming up, so I'll show you guys that right now. All right, so a lot of you guys are gonna ask exactly which pin I use to wire the inlet tubes to. So you're gonna use pin number 5, which is that second pin right here to the right. So if you're facing it towards you, as you take it off of the actual headlight assembly, it's gonna be that second pin that's right here. And you're gonna follow it back, flip it down, and that's the one you're gonna connect it to. You can either use these to splice them together, or, you know, if you know how to solder and you want to cut and you want to solder this and you're expert at it, I mean, by all means, do it. But, you know, for now, we're going to use this, clamp it down, and we're also going to use electric tape just to wrap it up, and, you know, so that way it doesn't get touched up with any moisture with the howsoever. So we're going to do that and then finish it up, wrap it up with the tape, and then I'll show you guys with the connection and where it goes at now. All right, so now that I showed you guys that they work, everything's connected, where I did my ground, of course, I grounded it to the ground that's in here near the body fender right here, and I put the power to, like I told you guys, onto the housing of this, the wire harness. And this is what connects automatically the unlock and the lock, and when the car's running, that's gonna power up the inlet tubes. So keep in mind. So I know you guys are seeing this in the background, but we are about to buy this damn Mercedes-Benz. Dude's coming to us wanting to get literally everything done to it. Airlift 3P, the struts, down to a custom sub box. He already has some scars set up inside the system, but we're gonna take that off redo the box, and we're gonna do a whole new floor in the trunk. Shit's crazy, dude. This freaking car is luxurious. Check it out. Down to the stitching, down to all the freaking wood grain, the clusters. I mean, he hasn't even removed the 3M onto that comes to the dealership. I mean, this is just, you know, speaking top notch. 2019 Mercedes-Benz E400 twin turbo. So I'm just speechless, honestly. I haven't really seen a vehicle of this high class. Yeah, but definitely stay tuned. This is definitely going to end the video for the Challenger, and we will continue on the following day, probably tomorrow for sure, on putting everything back on the Challenger, get it going, give you guys a preview of everything, you know, the lights and the LEDs flowing, and yeah. So definitely stay tuned. Thanks for watching the channel. Let's go.